Hey guys, Bedouin here. I have a really special announcement to make today, and since it's so special, I thought I'd try out a video announcement. So, I told you I was working on this big secret thing. Well, today I'm going to announce what it is. To give a little bit of a background on Eqcetera, V1 was launched back in 2012, a time when web technologies weren't as developed as they are today. Well, V2 came around, I started development on it in 2016, and it was about halfway through my dev career. So there's some things that I would like to do better on V2. So that brings us to the announcement today. The announcement is I'm actually working on a V3. So we're calling it V3, but it's not actually totally different, especially as different as V2 was from V1. We're looking at each individual feature on V2 and moving it over into a new system called Laravel. Laravel provides more security and it makes development faster. We're also able to pull in some really cool tools and make the user interface a lot easier for players and for me to develop. So without further ado, I'm going to show you a little bit of what we've been working on. I've been working on it about 2 weeks now, and I wanted to get some stuff done before formally announcing it. So let's see what I have. So here we have V3. As you can see, it doesn't look too much different from V2. So if we go to login, we'll be able to log in. This Remember Me will actually work on V3, unlike V2. And so we get to our welcome page. One thing that I've really focused on moving over to V3 first is the horses. So if we go over to World and Foundation Store, that has all been moved over. So if we go and look at a new horse, we will get a Frisian, Stallion, and just like V2, we can select Board with Me and select an estate tab. This has been renamed from V2 so that it makes more sense. And we also have this new option. We can auto gene test horses from the Foundation Store. So that adds $150 to our horse price. So if we purchase the horse, then we see him just like V2. Hopefully this will speed up your setup for new horses. So they're already gene tested by the time they hit your stables. So if we go back to our stable, this has been moved over as well. We're still looking at pulling over estates. So some of the numbers are fillers, such as up here, this stalls and boarded away. But we have 3 sections up here. We have herd management, breeding management, and performance management. Right now we're planning on pulling over herd management and breed management just like V2, but performance management is new. So that will be like breed management, but instead of viewing BS per horse, you can see PS per horse. Is something that's been suggested greatly in V2, and it's just something we hadn't gotten around to, so we're going to be adding it to V3. So we also have our transport tab. This is always going to be collapsed whenever you view the stable page. I still have to move over the board at home button, but that will be here as well. These are all still sortable, so we're not losing anything there. And if we collapse that, so one new thing is this boarded horses section. If I had stable tabs, it would list out horses just like this uncategorized, but I could go here to view filters. So the stable page is going to have filters. You can search, let's see, I want to search by Malik. So you would be able to view per tab any horses that match. Then you could look per tab, you could look per age day, and we have a new thing in V3 called tags. So tags will be applied per horse, and it will allow you to keep track of projects. So I have some examples in here because they're not fully integrated yet, but say for example you have an Appaloosa breeding project, or you want to sort horses by pearl. That's not something that we can really build into the stable page, but we could do it via tags. So you could sort by tags and then be able to better track your horses. So if we go over to Malik, we've also been working on the horse page. So you can see that tabs have made a comeback. This is for better organization. It's going to allow us to pull in more information per tab, and it's also going to give us a performance increase because we're going to be able to pull all this information and still be able to view it, but it won't slow down the game. So he has already been cared for. We have our info page. I'm still working on filling this out. This is going to be pretty much the overview of the horse. Then we have a genetics tab. He hasn't been tested. I don't have the vet in here yet, but if we were to go to the horse that I just purchased, then you would see genetics. There's the statistics. This has been directly pulled over from V2. I will probably restyle this. And then there is this beautiful tab. So this is a new tab for V3, and it's a stylized lineage. And I will pull up a foal in a second, and you'll be able to see two parent images there. So the mom and the dad will have images, and then everyone further back will just have some basic information. These will link over to horse pages, and we're also going to look at storing retired horses. So horses that were retired will probably have some sort of a badge here that says retired, but you'll still be able to go in and look at their information. Another new thing for V3 is the history tab. So this is an example history. I don't have this fully integrated yet, but you'll be able to see all purchases, all actions on the horse. If you breed the horse, that will show up. If you sell the horse to somebody else, that will show up. So you'll be able to better track a horse throughout its lifetime through the history section. I've started pulling over the edit tab. This is not complete, so I'm still working on that. One cool thing is that you will be able to directly show, breed, train, look at the show results, and look at the offspring from the horse's page. So that's another different thing about V3 from V2. So that's what I've got so far. I've pulled over a good bit of things. I started on the forums. I've started on user settings. We actually have something cool in the works for a state. I will just show you this and leave it at that. And I should have an update on estates within the next couple weeks. So I'd like to start, pulling in these video announcements and starting to really get you guys involved in the V3 development. So I look forward to the next time that I have an update for you. I'm working on this every day, and the goal is to get it done by the time that the V2 anniversary rolls around, which is July 20th. So thank you guys.